What is up, guys? Tony here from Geek Legion Games, and today we are here to showcase DeAndre's X-Antibody list, who was able to come first place on Sunday and a seat of the Royal Knights as Alphamon. Now, I would have had this video out on time, but unfortunately I have had some problems with my camera and computer, but I continue here to talk all day about it, but I'd rather here talk about this stack of cards here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on in. Alright, to start off the deck list, we are running 5 eggs, 4 of them being Dory over here. Objectively the best egg for X-Antibody. Once per turn, draw a card. That's all it says. That's all it needs to say. Because you're always able to slide cards in, of course. So we have another card here. This also does the same thing, except it's going to give you 1000 DP instead. Most of you watch this video are probably just going to skip over past this, whatever, but do hear me out. When DeAndre was playing with this egg, every time I've looked over and he had Alphamon on it, he's objectively winning the game because it's just that good. Given an extra 1000 DP and one of the Digimon that also gives that too, automatically gives him his 1300, which will continue more once I put this card over here. So we're going to go over to our rookies. For Duramon, for Rudamon, and for some Zeris. These are the rookie lineup that he ran, and I full-heartedly agree. 8 searchers, pretty much max out your X-Antibody, of course. You're going to hit this a couple times, of course, but he's just basically thrown on field. But you're looking for your Tamers here. This one's going to find your UGs, and this one finds your Kodas. Once you have your one Coda, you don't even have to on-play these anymore. This is the card you want to keep on playing all the time, because finding your UGs is way more important than having a Coda. Because once you have one Coda out, that's it. Having more Codas out, that doesn't do you anything. For a UG, on the other hand, that card is broken. And I'm going to say broken a couple more times in this video too. But anyway, having an inheritable of this, gaining in memory, is also pretty big too. Because there's not a lot of memory blockers out there, unless you're going up against like Mastamon, Beelstar. I can name a couple other decks too, but we're not going to go that far. But not a lot of people are running them, or they just don't see it yet because they run a low number. So if you're able to get a couple stacks going on with this under a Digi-Evolution is huge. But these are our rookie lineups. Next up we have our champions. 4 Durugamon, 4 Jins, and 2 Black Lobos. We have 8 blockers here, 4 of them being in inheritability, and then 4 is basically just on the field when it's your opponent's turn. As long as you have another X-Antibody, of course, and that's the blocker it goes off for. But his inheritability is 1000 plus, which is huge, which will also go down this stack here if we keep going. Inheritability of blockers is huge too. You know, going into your stacks, I could technically put it here, but for purpose reasons, we're going to keep it to 1000. And then our Grumbles, just to basically, once you've punched out the security, you got all your Tamers down here, evolve on a Coda, GG. That's all that is. Up next, we have our Ultimates. We have our Dora Greys up in the corner here. And I'm going to try my best on this guy, his Sarumon. I probably already butchered it. But anyway, Dora Grey here. When Digivolving, place the next Antibody under him, which is, you know, you're going to be able to do that pretty much every single time you Digivolve up. Just don't Digivolve it in Raising because you're never going to get that off. It's its own little dimension. Have it out in the field. If you have more memory to go with, the Digivolve up into and to attack, that's probably the play to do. Because basically what he has is DP reduction and delete effects don't happen on him. So he's basically unkillable unless it's bounce. That's what Mega Death and Kaida's Breath gets around that. But we also have a tech for that too, which we'll get into in a minute. And then the inheritability is a security tech +1. So when sliding other stuff, you can slide in a bunch of cards into here, into this stack in particular. But for this stack, we're going to be giving the reboot here, because this guy is broken as well. Having the ability to slide a card under when it's your turn is just huge. So what you can do here when Digi-Evolving or when you're having UGs out, you can also throw in this as well. You're able to gain 1000 DP and gain a memory, and this is already going to have that security +1. So now you'll be able to swing with this. You're going to go right into your Alphamons or any of your other level 6s, which we'll get to that right now. We have a 4 boss monster Ryumon. You got 2 Alphamons and a single Darugamon. Now, any one of these 6 could be right here, but for video purposes, you can choose either one of these two when you have the one baby that gives out 1000 DP. For this guy right here, when Digivolving, you're able to pretty much blow up a Digimon with play cost 7 or less. And then at that same time, when you're Digivolving, I'll bring this up right here. It's going to gain 2000 DP, and you're able to, it can't be deleted by other effects. So you can have this on right here. It's still going to have, if you have the Dora Gray or not, if you have Sorry right here because you swung in, you got Evo for 3. It's not going to be able to get DP reduction. Oh, not DP reduction, sorry, kill reduction. So no fly bullets, no any kind of singular kill spell is going to do it. But now, being that it's now 1400, and then 15 with this inheritability and 16 with this one, if you hit a Wyron Breath, it ain't dying. So it's basically jamming, but it also, if it hits another Digimon, whatever, then yeah, that's what's going to happen, but you're going to get the checks, of course. But for the purposes for this is actually better for Alphamon, because now it's already going to have 1300. You already have, you know, where's the card here? Senzari. You can also have him in the stack here too. So if you didn't have this guy in, you could put this guy in instead. Now it's going to have 1, 2. It's going to have 3 checks. It's going to be swinging in. Now you're not going to get that that buff ability because this guy is already attacking. But with him here, if you have a little extra memory, guess what? You gain 2 memory, and you get another 3 checks, and it's 6 checks. You can't beat that. And then this guy right here is a singular of, you know, this guy can close the game out himself. You know, just once per turn, you know, when attacking, you can throw a source in and just blow up the board, kill 2 things. Once you start getting like 8, 9, 10 cards in the stack, you know, you're basically blowing up other ultimates, of course. So that's our fancy stack right here, and our level 6s. Now let's get to our tamers. We have our 4 Yujis and our 3 Kodas. Now, like I said before, once you find a Koda or one comes from security, that's all you want to do here. So when you get your Dories out, you don't want to be on playing them anymore because you don't need to search these guys anymore. You want to be searching this guy and then playing it. Also, it's a 3 cost. It's a lot better playing this than 4 because you can still maintain your turn with this. And if you're able to attack with something, you can also tap it. Somebody sick doesn't happen on this unless it's Grumblemon. So having more copies of this on the field is just backbreaking. Be able to draw a card once you push out and gain memory for it. And then what you can do here on in, since we have this lovely stack going on right here, if you have more of this, you can tap this, and let's say you have, if you're lucky enough, you got 3 or we'll go with 2. More realistically, you may have 2. You can slide one under here, swing, get your 3 checks in, be able to restand, and then swing again, tap another one of this to throw 1 more of these down here, swing in, clear the rest of the security. This thing's still alive, and then this can swing for game itself. So that's why this card right here is just bonkers. I'm surprised it's not that expensive for what it can do. So for the last of our cards, we don't need to stack anymore. If you guys need to see that stack, you can go back and pause the video. We have our black memory boosters for our consistency, because consistency is key. Looking for 4 cards, you're able to pull a black Digimon. You know, your whole deck's black, so you're able to pull a Digimon out, of course. And also the delay to gain 2 memory, of course. That's pretty big. And then everyone's favorite, Breath of the Gods. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen him cry out that, like, let's go, Breath of the Gods. Then I already know that, like, this got hit in security. Because if this gets in security, they have a whole wide board that can hit you for lethal, and then they hit this. They can't do nothing. It's a giant fog. Basically, just a middle finger to the field. So either you're playing this for 2 memory to pretty much give your Digimon reboot, and the fact that bounce effects can happen and DP reduction, This tells Beelstar to back off because they're gonna try to bounce. And if you have this in hand with a stack that already has DP and kill reduction, and you throw this on top of it, there's nothing they can do. There's absolutely nothing they can do. It's pure indestructible at that point if you're able to get that combo off. Which you can, because 2 memory is nothing compared to this deck. And then finally, the 1 metal can. Now, I saw videos that like people laugh about this card. This card, for 2 memory, is nuts. Drawing 8, 9 cards if you have a giant stack, you can't lose the game because you're going to find something you're going to need. You're going to find these, you're going to find these, you're going to find a missing Digimon or a Grumble, whatever. So that's it. That's basically the deck. This is what took first place, and yeah. Especially if people watching the Easy Store, be prepared because there's just going to be more of this flying around. And anyone watching too, X-Antibody is going to just keep growing in popularity because once BT-08 comes around, we're going to get the Dex Mons, which, guess what, there's more X-Antibody cards that go along with it. So, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to get geek on, and we'll see you all next week. Take care.